As a child, I think I had a pretty normal appearing life. You would never think, I know I never did, that I would end up the way I did or that things went the way that they did. No child really says, I want to be a junkie when I grow up. I didn't, but that's kind of where I ended up. I am Courtney, and I am a recovering IV opiate user with a history of mental illness in my family, and I also live with mental illness myself. My father had a nervous breakdown when I was born, and it's due to him living with paranoid schizophrenia. Then between the ages of 5 and 7, I experienced my first real trauma. I would say you could call it a form of sexual abuse. And when I was 11, we moved to a different neighborhood, and that was hard because I had to switch schools too. So I started, hanging with the bad crowd, smoking cigarettes, and then weed. I started adding cocaine and things to the mix. I guess it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt. And somebody in this case did. They were raped. And that someone was me. That's when I really got, into the mindset of I needed to self-medicate. And then fast forward, a few years till I was 19. And that's when I was completely knocked off my square. A really good friend, I would say one of my best friends, and romantic interest, Casey, found himself in a really bad situation. That night, Casey was murdered. When he left the physical world, a part of me died right along with him. But did that change me? No. After that, my life became kind of an abyss of, a never-ending abyss of pain. I really only had my son left by my side, nobody else. My son was no longer safe with or around me. I had finally come to the point where I gave in. It was time to give up the denial of the severity of my disease. I came home and I began my search for treatment. The next morning, though, I got a knock at the door, and it was Child Protective Services. It was really the point where they were taking my son. That really made everything real, and I haven't used since. I started working my programs. It took about 2 long years before Child Protective Services was out of my life, but I did it. I would say my recovery game is tight. I will never stop working on myself. I am a good mom. I have a great job. I have a wonderful, wonderful support system. There are things that I should have and could have but didn't notice, that I didn't know about. I would have identified the people that were around that could have helped me and supported me, and that really were, but I really didn't realize at the time. I would take that, and like I do, and utilize that knowledge and really educate and inspire others. I would say today I am blessed. Today I'm free. And today I proudly celebrate 1,071 days sober. As for the future, I always say tomorrow is never promised. So if I don't die today, I'll try to change the world.